this happens a lot. We see this a lot through the communities and groups that we run. And we see loads of like nice guy tendencies running through men. And it all, typically 99% of the time, it goes back to women.
Have you seen The 40-Year-Old Virgin?
I have, yeah. It's a great film.
There's a moment in it, and there's a group of guys sat with the main character, Andy, I think his name is, sat around the table. How do I remember that? It's just, and they're like giving him advice about why he hasn't got laid and why he's a 40-year-old virgin. And one of the characters goes, "You're putting the pussy on a pedestal."
Yeah.
I remember like, I didn't even like really consciously register it until I started looking at this. And it was actually from a coaching session of mine that I had this pedestalizing thing, and I actually checked it out on Google, and I was like, is this a thing? And I saw it on the Urban Dictionary. It's called pedestalitis. It's where you constantly put women on pedestals.
Yeah.
So it's in the Urban Dictionary. It's not just like a new term, and it's not something we've made up. But this is something when you look into the way guys behave around women, what's happened is they have done a number of things that has removed them from the control of their own life because they are worshipping women. And
yeah, here's an example. I got one when you just said that. So, beautiful woman.
Oh, I know what's coming.
She's absolutely gorgeous to look at. Men who aren't used to being around beautiful women or knowing how to behave, how will they behave in that moment? So they're now next to a beautiful woman. How are they going to behave?
Or sometimes awkwardly.
Oh, they get awkward.
Yeah,
they get overexcited. They don't know how to fucking talk. Don't know how to act. Right? They've immediately put, because she's a beautiful woman.
That's so funny.
They've just like raised her bar because she's a beautiful woman, lowered their own bars.
I've just
don't know how to act.
I've just actually like had a flashback to a time in a club, and this beautiful woman came up and spoke to my mate. He went to pieces, and he literally was jumbling his words. He couldn't. I'm laughing because I was like, I remember watching it unfold in front of me, and I was crying. I was crying. He went to pieces. She was just like making conversation.
Yeah,
she approached him, and he could not talk. And I just remember watching that, and as you were sharing that, I was like, that is just so funny because it happens. It happens all the time. Yeah,
it's a big. I think it's a big one.
So, guys, you need to listen to this podcast if you struggle making decisions in your own life because you're doing this with either your wife, your partner. It could be that you might not do this with women. So as you're listening to this, you might not just do it with women. You might do it with your boss or your father as well, you know. But you might feel like your life isn't your own. And what's happened is you've assumed the nice guy role in the relationship. And because you've put the woman in your life on a pedestal, she makes the decisions, you now feel like your life isn't your own.